Hey, there we are. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing great, Kerry.
Good, good. Well,
Better
good evening.
every day.
Welcome to another episode of Garden City Community Chat. It's episode number 568. It is Thursday, March 17th. Happy St. Patty's Day, everybody.
Yeah.
You got your green on today. I got a little bit of green right here on my right there. So we're doing all right. Hey, it's March 17th, 2022. Happy St. Patty's Day to everyone. We're so happy that you could join us tonight. We hope you're all safe and doing well. I am your host, Kerry. Also joining me, Garden City's very own meteorologist, Dr. Tom Iwinski. Tom, how are you?
Doing well, and today's the first day I wore shorts today. I know I'm a little crazy, but it was warm.
Yeah, I had them on too. It felt good, for sure. And former Garden City Councilman and current president of the Garden City Kiwanis, Mr. Mike Jones. You're doing okay, right?
I'm doing excellent, Kerry, but I'm getting better.
There you go. There you go. That's always good to hear. Well, it's getting to be that time again, and that is election season. So tonight we welcome Dylan Wegela, a candidate for state rep of the 26th district, which Used to be the old 11th district. They've redistricted everything, which is represented by Jewel Jones currently. Stay tuned as we get to learn a little bit about Mr. Wegela, so it should be interesting. We also have Joe Bartley back from J&J Taxes and More with another tax talk for you. Joe has always some good information for you to pass along. Mike's going to close out the show with some community announcements you'll want to know about, right, Mike?
Yes, sir.
But first up, Garden City Community Chat meteorologist Doppler Tom will be here with the latest weather forecast for you. I think we might like what he has to tell us today. I'm telling you, it was just awesome. Really beautiful out there.
Yep.
So grab your favorite beverage or snack and join us for the next hour or so. Should be a good one. Just a reminder for you to mark your calendars. April 7th, we'll have representatives from DTE here to talk about Severe Weather Awareness Week, how to protect yourself, your family, and your home. So we hope that you'll join us for that. Doppler Tom will be joining in on that as well. Remember, if you have any questions or comments and you're watching us live on Facebook or YouTube, please go ahead and put them in the comments section. I'll get them up on the screen and hopefully get them answered for you. You can also text your questions to 734-788-9319. We also want you to take a minute to say thank you. We want to take a minute to say thank you for listening and supporting us every Thursday night, not only here in our hometown of Garden City, but several of our surrounding communities as well. We really appreciate your support, and we'll always continue to promote our community and yours. And please continue to watch, share, and listen. Remember, if your community has any or organization has any events or cancellations that you'd like to get out to our listeners, what should they do, Mike?
Probably they should email us, Gary.
Yep, that'd be the best way. Email us the details at gccommunitychat@gmail.com or message us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/gcchat, and Mike will be more than happy to pass that information along. All right, let's get Tom in here now. Then we're going to spend some time chatting with our special guest, State Representative candidate Dylan Wegela. So let's get Tom in. Stand by. Okay, let's do a check on weather with Doppler Tom. Let's see what he has in store for the rest of this week and the weekend coming up. Tom, take it away. Tom, we need to bottle these days.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Today was one of those days where you just want to bottle up and think about it on probably January or February. But yes, one of those days that are very few and far between this time of year. And unfortunately, things are going to be changing just a little bit as we get into the next week or so. And this warmer day is going to kind of be a rarity as we get into next week. We don't really see any more warm days. But for the rest of tonight, a quiet evening out there. Temperatures will slowly decrease as we get into tonight. We'll actually get into the lower 40s. So this dry air warms up pretty fast. We got into the 70s, and then it warms pretty cools down pretty quickly into the 40s. So another chilly morning out there. And as we get into tomorrow, the clouds will begin to build throughout the day tomorrow. We'll see a little bit of sunshine in the morning, and then clouds will really build up during the afternoon. And after 5 o'clock, I really believe our next system will begin to move in, and we'll see our next chance of rain begin to move in. So yes, I'm saying rain. Don't freak out with the cool down just yet. I don't see any winter precip with this next system moving through. So that's some good news on our end. It's going to be all rain with this system, and it's going to be kind of later in the day. The majority of the day tomorrow will be dry. So if you have any plans out and about, it should be fine. It just will be more cloudier and much more cooler tomorrow. We'll stay only in the 50s tomorrow. So probably a 20-degree drop as we get into tomorrow. So a much cooler day out there as we get into tomorrow. And the peak of the storm will really move in Friday night. We'll probably see some rain during the evening hours, but the majority of this heavier rain will move in probably after 8 o'clock and continuing to probably until midnight Friday night. So if you're having any outdoor plans on Friday night, bring the umbrella because you'll see some rounds of steady to moderate to heavy rain moving through. And then as we get into the weekend, we'll see a little bit of rain continuing into the weekend, mainly on Saturday. We'll see that system kind of lingering across the Great Lakes the good news is that this won't be any heavy, consistent precip moving through. This will be kind of a drizzle and lighter rain that will continue all throughout the day on Saturday. So Saturday looks to be the worst day of the weekend because it will be cloudy. It'll be much colder. It will probably remain actually in the 40s all throughout the day on Saturday because it will be so cloudy and drizzly and rainy all throughout the day. So that's the day not to really go out and about. Because as we get into Sunday, the clouds will begin to break up on Saturday night and into Sunday. And Sunday looks like a much more sunnier day out there, and temperatures will rebound back to near 60. So we'll get back into the nicer weather as we get into Sunday. But the next 2 days are much more cloudier, much more cooler, and yes, much more rainier as we get into the next 36 hours. But then it dries out and clears out by Sunday. And then as we get into next week and kind of the end of March already, I'm really kind of looking out into the end of the month. It looks like it's going to stay on the milder / cooler side. I don't really see any more 70s for the rest of the month, unfortunately. I know we got spoiled today, but I don't really see any more warmer weather to really speak of. But I do see, especially on Monday, we'll see temperatures again near 60, just like Sunday, and then it starts to cool back down actually into around 50 degrees as we get into Tuesday, Wednesday, actually for the rest of the week, Tuesday through Friday, actually kind of moderate a little bit and much cooler as we get to next week. But the good news is, like I've been saying, these temperatures won't produce any winter weather. So don't have to worry about any snow. You don't have to worry about any wintry weather or shoveling to worry about. But a little bit of rain will probably move back in probably mid portion of next week on Wednesday and into Wednesday night. We'll see more rain moving through into the mid portion of the week. But other than that, a lot of clouds next week. So that's what's really going to be holding down the temperatures into the 50s next week. So more clouds than sun next week, and rain Tuesday night, Wednesday, and into Wednesday night is our next chance of rain after the first storm moving through on Friday into Saturday. So a little bit of rains are going to be moving through. Nothing real dangerous to worry about. Nothing, I don't really see any flooding concerns. I don't really see any severe weather concerns because obviously as we get into next week, we'll talk about more. This is the time of year where we begin to start thinking, unfortunately, about severe weather moving into our region as we get into the warmer months. But the good news is I don't see any of that. I just see a little bit of rounds of rain and much more cooler weather moving in next week. But it's expanding outward and quickly talking about some other weather. There really isn't any major systems moving through the U.S. It's been fairly quiet. Just the southern United States is dealing with some storminess across the southern states on and off. But other than that, it's fairly quiet, which is something I can't say too often across the U.S. So finally, we have a little bit of quieter weather to talk about. But if you want to keep tuned to all my local weather information, DopplerTomsWeather.com is where to go, and then we'll keep you updated with warmer weather that we had today and the rain that's going to be moving in tomorrow and into Saturday.
Okay. Well, not a total washout, but we'll take
No,
it.
not a total washout. Just a little bit cooler. I know you don't like the cooler temperatures, Carrie, and especially Richard, but we got to gradually get into it. We can't have 70s every single day here.
Exactly.
It's early spring in Michigan.
Yeah, it's early.
Absolutely.
All right. Hey, I want to acknowledge a few people in there watching us tonight. We have Mark Mukovich. Thank you, Mark. We have Mrs. Chats in there. We have Mayor Randy Walker is watching. Kathy Ward. Hi, Kathy. How are you? Hope you're feeling better. Dennis Newbacher, former Chopper 7 pilot. How are you, Dennis? He says, happy spring. Absolutely. Sandy Abraham's in there. And we got some others in there, but I can't see their names. So thank you all for watching. We really appreciate it.
Patty Fix.
What?
Patty Fix.
Oh, yeah, Patty Fix. Sorry, Patty. Ooh. Actually, I did want to give a shout out to the city and all the volunteers last night and La Roma Hall. Mike and I were actually there. Patty Fix was there. There was a volunteers dinner, right, for all the volunteers that volunteer in the community. They did a fantastic job. and the food was excellent, and they really, really did a good job on Roma, didn't they?
Yeah, the venue was very nice.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we can highly recommend it. That's for sure. Everything was excellent and it's a good turnout. And thanks again to the city for doing that for us. We really appreciate it. All right, let's introduce our guest for tonight. He is a candidate for state representative of the new 26th district. Please welcome Dylan Wegela. Dylan, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Mike.
Dylan.
This is actually the first interview of the campaign for me, which is pretty funny considering how we got to the point of me getting on the show.
Yes. Well, you were knocking on doors and you happened to knock on our door and we invited you in and we talked for what, an hour, 2 hours? What was it?
Yeah, it was like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Yeah. So hopefully anyone watching, hopefully eventually I'll make it to your door.
Yeah,
that's the
absolutely.
strategy of our campaign here.
So how's the shoes? Are the shoes holding up?
So far, I think today got close to my 700th door in just over 2 weeks. So we're trying to do 400 a week, mostly because, I'm trying to learn as much as I can. And then also I believe politicians should be representatives of the people, and you can't do that unless you talk to people.
Right. So you actually announced your candidacy in last month, right? Just recently.
Yeah, just recently. We announced online February 20th, and then we had an in-person event at Benny's Pizza Pub in Westland on the 7th.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being here tonight. We appreciate it.
Appreciate you having me.
So let's talk a little bit about yourself. Now you're running to represent the newly redistricted 26th district, which was the 11th district, correct?
Correct.
Awesome.
Yeah. So what they've done with the district is essentially, if you remember the old district, they've kind of taken off the Livonia portion and the Dearborn Heights portion, but added on parts of Romulus and then parts of I believe Inkster and Westland.
Right. So you'll have Garden City, you'll have Inkster, parts of Romulus, and parts of Westland.
Yep.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about yourself. You are a public school teacher.
Yeah. So I'll kind of give the like a shortened / extended version of my little elevator pitch at the doors is what they call it.
Right.
But so I grew up on the border of Redford and Livonia, went to Livonia Public Schools, and I graduated from Livonia Franklin High School in 2011. So I'm 29 years old. Then I went to Eastern Michigan for my undergrad, and then I spent a little bit of time teaching in different areas. So I taught overseas in South Korea. I taught English there for about 6 months. Then I taught in Arizona for 5 years. So now I'm back in Michigan. And so I did my student teaching at the high school here in Garden City. My mom is from Garden City, if anybody knows the Harris family. Actually, funny story, knocked on her childhood home today, which was really interesting.
Oh, wow.
So kind of to come to it, why am I running, right? I'm running for office because I want to fight for strong public schools and to fight for hardworking people. How I got to this point's kind of an interesting story over the years. In high school, I had a really difficult time really seeing value in high school, and I needed a push. And it was my teachers that kind of pushed me to become an educator because of the impact that they had on me. So after teaching in Arizona, because I moved to Arizona after graduating to get a job, I saw the effects that privatization can have on public schools. Arizona is the lowest funded schools in the country. And after returning here, I see these same problems in our schools due to a lack of funding. We have a teacher shortage. We have the second worst student to counselor ratio. And
yeah, I couldn't believe that. The student council, it's like 600 to 1.
Yeah, 671 to 1, making
Wow.
it the second worst.
Wow.
And as a teacher, right, going into the profession, wanting to be kind of that rock for students, it's tough. I mean, I have 150 students. I can only do so much, and I'm not a mental health professional. And after the last few years, I really think our students, they need counselors more than ever.
Sure. Yeah.
So right now, there is a ballot initiative that the DeVos family is putting forward. It's called Let Michigan Kids Learn, which is a deceiving title because what it essentially would do would create a voucher system pulling public funds and giving them to private schools, right? Private schools, private charters. And that's one of the reasons I'm running, is to sound the alarm on that and to protect our schools, because I've seen what crumbling public schools can do. And I don't want to see Michigan, where I grew up and got such a wonderful education, go down that road.
Right. So I don't know if I mentioned you are running as a Democrat.
Correct.
And you're being a union leader, an advocate. How would you address the economy that works for the working people of the district?
Yeah, so I think one of the things that Garden City can benefit most from is obviously repealing right to work to make sure that union membership increases, because what we have seen over the years, I think it's the last, say, 20 years, union membership, as it's gone down, there's a subgroup whose wealth has increased, and I'm sure that you can guess which group that is. It's the top 1% of wage.
Top 1%.
Yeah. And I think this is a common theme where the working class has been taken advantage of in our society and isn't really being paid fair wages. And I think there's a few things that you can do to that to help this out. And I think one of the most obvious ones is to have a $15 minimum wage to protect our workers, making sure that people who are working are taken care of.
You're out. Right. You're also a big advocate for protecting pure Michigan. How would that work out for you?
Yeah, I think
your ideas there.
So right now, obviously, the climate crisis is a top priority that we need to address here in the future. I think I read a book. It's called The Sixth Extinction, and it articulates the fact that right now there have been 5 mass extinction events in human history, and humans are in the middle of causing the 6th mass extinction event that could be recorded in fossil record, which to me was very surprising to learn. So I think what we can do is we can start moving towards renewable energy, but we can do so in a way that is at an appropriate speed for our economy, but also is creating good union paying jobs through this process, through solar and through wind power. We also need to make sure we're protecting our water. I talked to a resident, I think the first week knocking doors, they had the city test and there was lead in their water here in Garden City. And I think if we don't,
Garden City though has been real proactive about replacing those lead lines.
Correct. I don't know all about this issue, but this particular resident shared with me that in order to get the pipes fixed, they would have to sign a waiver that if their foundation was damaged in the process, it would be their responsibility to pay for that. And that didn't sound right to me.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah,
we were one of the first ones that had ours done, and there was no issue whatsoever, and they did a great job. Actually, our neighbor next door didn't even know about it, and the mayor always puts in the water bill, it's called the buzz, and he reminds people, you need to get that scheduled. There's no cost to them whatsoever.
Well, that's good. Yeah, and I think that's good. I think we saw the devastating effects of having lead in the water in Flint, and definitely want to protect our Great Lakes as well. I think we're privileged here to have such an access to clean water, and it's one of the things that makes it such a great state to live in.
Yep. Well, let's move on to crime. You are not in favor of defunding the police. We did establish that, but you do feel that they need more help as far as like social workers and that, right?
Yeah. So
I deal with some certain cases.
This is a complicated issue, right? So I think defunding the police, in my opinion, isn't the right word to use. I think what we need
we know who started that.
Is to reimagine how our police forces look. Now, this isn't the number one priority of my campaign, but I do believe, my wife's a social worker, that we can have communities where certain issues are resolved by other professionals, right? So this would allow, in my opinion, to let police focus on violent crime. And I think I'm not an expert on how this should look. And with most of my policy, for people watching, I'm learning along the way. And I want to do so by listening. And I'm humble enough, I guess, to know that I don't have all of the answers, but I know that we can start to reimagine the way that I think our police forces look and how they operate, to make sure that our community is safe and taken care of. And I think one of the things is to have more social workers on our forces that can handle certain things like mental health crises, and other low-level situations.
Well, yeah. And one thing about this community is, and I'm glad you're open to suggestions, because one thing about the residents of this community, they will let you know their opinion and their thoughts.
Yeah. And I say this all the time. I think the best conversations I have at the door are where we kind of disagree. And I don't think anyone watching this will agree with everything on my platform. And there's some big ideas, and I'm not ignorant to how the process works, but I do believe having values that fight for hardworking people, making sure our communities are safer, and making sure that our kids go to schools that we can be proud of. And I think that those are some good things to fight for. And I would love for people to join me in that fight, in reimagining a world that really helps people and provides hope, because I think there's definitely not enough of that nowadays.
Right. Mike, any questions for Dylan?
Yeah. Where's Dylan live?
Yeah, I live in Garden City. I live right across from Garden City High School.
Oh, cool. And you're teaching at Garden City?
No. Okay. So I did my student teaching at Garden City.
Okay.
Currently, I teach at in the Dearborn School District.
Okay. Now, this is something that Mike and I have always talked about, and my wife has always talked about, and now it's being talked about again in Lansing, is repealing the retirement tax. What are your thoughts on that? And hopefully, I hope you're in favor of repealing it.
Yeah, so I'm definitely in favor of that.
We don't want to put words in your mouth, but
Yeah, I don't want to twist your arm, but
no, I'm in favor of that. And I believe I was reading that doing so would save about 500,000 residents. I don't know if it was $1,000 a year. I think it might have been, or $1,000 a year sounds right. And I think as I've been knocking doors and talking to people who are retired, what I've learned is inflation right now is really hitting them hard.
Yeah.
Because people are on a fixed income.
Sure.
And we need to make sure, as I've kind of said, that everyone in our community is taken care of. And I think we sometimes forget about the people who have built the country, that have built our community. And we need to make sure that we protect them. And I think one thing we can do is making sure that we repeal the retirement tax, because it will allow them to free up some of their income for their needs.
Right. Yeah. What are your thoughts on seniors? I mean, what do you feel you'd like to see more done for the seniors?
So this is I think a part of my campaign where I'm still learning, and hopefully as I go through, I will learn what the community wants. So I know retirement tax is definitely one. And I think making sure that at certain centers we're preventing elder abuse is really important as well. But on specific policy, this is one that I'm still investigating through this process.
Now, have you met David Knisik yet?
I have not yet.
Okay.
It's on the list of a million things to do.
Right. Well, I believe we had mentioned your name to him, so hopefully you can get together with him, pick his brain a little bit. But we had him as our state rep. We had him as our state senator. And then we also had Julie Plawicki, who unfortunately passed away suddenly as our state rep. And that's when Jewel got in and was appointed. And the only reason that he really got in was because Inkster had all the delegates and Garden City has none. And we were supposed to work on that. So what are your thoughts on that? Do you think you can help us out there?
I mean, I'm one of the things I didn't mention about my work in Arizona is I helped organize one of the largest mass movements in Arizona history, which was the teacher protest and strike in 2018. So my skill set as an organizer, I think is something that will really benefit our district, connecting not only Garden City, but connecting Inkster, Romulus, and Westland. And I think part of that would be building up our delegate base. I mean, Garden City doesn't even have a Democratic club right now. And hopefully we could find people that will take on the process of building a club. I'm not exactly sure what goes into that, but I'm sure that there are people in our community who would be interested in learning and kind of bringing us forward. I know Inkster has just started to bring their club back. Romulus has a club, and Westland also has a club. So Garden City is the only one in the district that doesn't.
Yeah, right. Mike, were you a delegate at one time, or am I mistaken?
I was actually a precinct delegate for several years, and I was actually president of the Garden City Democratic Club for a couple of years.
So there you go. There's a start right there.
So I hear, Mike, you're going to be president of the club?
Well, if we get enough people on board, right?
Yeah, hey.
You never know. But yeah, I definitely would like to see something done about that because, you know, we're entitled to those delegates and we should have those delegates, you know?
It just takes people that are willing to step up and volunteer.
Right.
Being a precinct delegate is not a time-consuming, difficult job.
Right, exactly. I mean, it's elected. You got to be elected. You're on the ballot. Yeah, but I mean, you know. And I think I can't remember how many we're entitled to, but it's a pretty good number.
It's at least 2 or 3 a precinct.
Yeah, something like that. Heather Crane says, yeah, definitely speak with David Knisik. He knows Garden City. Yeah. Thank you, Heather.
And he's going to be our county commissioner.
Yeah.
I think kind of just for everybody, I'm willing to talk to anyone to learn and come anywhere. Please reach out to me. Go to just dylanwegela.com. Like I said, I'll probably be at your doorstep at some point. And like, for example, I've knocked on people I went to high school with. I've knocked on people who were my students when I student taught. It's been a fun experience, and we're just getting started.
Right, right. Well, you got a long way to go yet. You're out there, you're early, you're hitting the streets. How has it been going, knocking doors?
A really positive reception. I think a lot of people in our area are ready for somebody who's going to communicate with them and who's going to listen. And I think in general in our community,
we'll be in jail.
we share similar values, fairness, equality, justice. I think these are things that are kind of core to us because a lot of our community is working class. People have put a lot of time into the community. And I think some of these ideas people are excited for, especially with the schools. I know there's a lot of desire to bring more funding from the state to our schools because right now the way schools are funding isn't really the most equitable solution.
Yeah, right, right. Did you mention you are a graduate of Eastern Michigan?
I did, yes.
Okay, good. Mike, any questions for Dylan while we have him? Any other comments?
No, he sounds good.
Yeah.
He's got the advantage that he's not in jail.
Yeah, I know you're not here to badmouth anyone, but Jewel, our current state representative, was sentenced today to 2 years probation, 100 hours community service, and due to the Homes Community Service Act, after he does his 100 hours, that will be all expunged from his record, and it won't be on there.
Assuming that he can do it without any more incidents.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see, Heather Crane, Mr. Wegela, I look forward to learning more about your views.
And I look forward to learning more about what the top issues are. Honestly, I have my own views, but I think that
everybody does. Yeah.
And here's the thing, though. I am kind of, I think, aware enough to evolve over time, and views kind of can change as you get more information. I'm a history teacher, and that's part of learning history, and I think that's part of living is evolving and changing as your knowledge base grows. And I've never ran for office before. I've served as a local union president, and I've taught, and I've been a community member, but I'm sure there's a lot of things that I have to learn still.
Well, that's good. You have
David Knisik could be a good resource for him to
I've told
Learn about this job.
Right, exactly. One thing, he was very, very transparent. He was always available to all his communities, not just Garden City, but everyone that he represented. And he was a big believer in working across the aisle. That was the only way you're going to get anything done. So I would assume that you're willing to do that as well if elected.
Yeah, I am willing to work with anybody on issues that are going to help people. But even at the same time, I think it's important to, when you disagree, even in your own party, to make that aware as well, right? So if the Democratic Party is doing something that I believe hurts working people and hurts our community, I'm not afraid to at least have that discussion openly. I think a lot of Democrats and Republicans don't do that enough and just kind of play party lines. And I think that, that ultimately is not good for our community and for our politics.
Right, exactly. Well, I think you're off to a good start. That's for sure. Let's see. We got Jill Murphy. Do you know Jill Murphy?
I do know Jill Murphy.
Jill
Murphy. Hi, Jill.
I'm a former teacher in Arizona for 12 years, and that's how I met. Yeah.
Yeah. Jill helped organize with me in Arizona, and she's from Michigan as well. Kind of similar. A lot of people from Michigan move to Arizona for a little while to get out of the snow and then come back for whatever reason. No, just kidding.
Is Jill back, or is she still in Arizona?
Jill is back. Jill is back. And she's been helping me with some of my campaign. So hi, Jill.
Now, Mrs. Chat says, David, he lives in Dearborn Heights and is also a very busy guy. So I suggest you may want to reach out to him.
I've endorsed. Everyone loves David. So if David's watching,
let me tell you, he really spoiled us, Dylan. And I mean, he was a young guy just like yourself, starting out, and he had some great ideas, and he just really was a people person, and he could connect with you. And I think you're off to a good start as well.
One of the things you didn't ask me about, and I don't know if I have time, but
go ahead. Yeah, you have time. Anytime you want.
I'd like to just bring to light some of the wealth inequality in Michigan. Like, that's something that my campaign's really interested in talking more about, because I think a lot of these issues, right? If we're talking about wanting to make safe communities and we talk about crime, right? A big problem with that is the amount of poverty that we have in our society. If we look at the environment, we're talking about pollution. A lot of our pollution happens from corporate polluters. I think there's something to be said about our society having, in Michigan, 6 people who have a combined $68 billion, which is more than our state operating budget yearly.
Yeah.
And they pay the same tax rate as I do.
Yeah.
At state level.
Yeah.
It's a flat tax, and that doesn't make sense.
No.
It's not fair. And if we're going to repeal taxes like the retirement tax, my suggestion would be to start taxing some of our billionaires a little bit more. For example, if you did just a 1% wealth tax on 6 people, you could generate $680 million, which could be used to give each teacher in Michigan a $7,000 raise.
Yeah, look at Amazon too. I mean, no federal taxes. Are you kidding me? That's crazy.
They do make a little profit.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
And this is I think designed. I mean, even this new petition ballot initiative going around, Let Michigan Kids Learn. Yeah. It's designed really to help the wealthy because of what it's going to do to our public schools and how it's going to send public funds to private schools. And, I think people should be allowed to send their kids to private schools, obviously, but I think our public funds should go to public schools.
Yeah, they have school of choice.
Absolutely.
So
it's a typical Betsy DeVos thing.
Yeah, you got that. Now, I noticed that we support #Red for Ed behind you. What is that now? You want to explain that?
So I think Michigan will hopefully will know more about the Red for Ed movement as things go forward. But this is the teacher-led movement throughout the country, starting in West Virginia, to bring attention to the state of our schools. A lot of school districts around around our state are starting to also do Red for Ed, which is basically, teachers wear red in support of public education and public schools and
okay.
bringing awareness to the state of our schools. This is a sign from our movement in Arizona.
Mhm.
So I just kind of keep it here to remind me of why I'm doing this work, and it's for our kids and for our community.
Okay, yeah. Hopefully we'll hear more about that in Michigan for sure. You're familiar with our superintendent, Derek Fisher?
I know who Derek Fisher is. I actually applied to be on the Garden City school board when they had an opening.
Okay.
But I have not yet had a chance to sit down with Derek Fisher.
Yeah, he's a great guy, really is. We've had him
Another good resource.
Yeah, very good resource. We've had him on the show several times, and yeah, he's a great guy, really is. So yeah, I suggest you maybe set up something with him too as well.
Absolutely.
Huh?
Absolutely. We're if I'll set up something with him. There's just so much to do, and it's
I know,
because you have such a short period of time, and
yeah, it's a good thing you started early. You got plenty of time. It'll be
Well, elections in
days, the till ballots. So
yeah,
elections in August, right?
yeah, but the absentee ballots, I think they drop around end of June. So that's
right.
when the election starts, in my opinion.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, look, did you cover everything you wanted to cover?
Yeah, I think that I did. And I'll throw out there again. I think it's my campaign is a campaign that is learning along the way. My website is online, and
Yeah, I'm going to put this up. I have your. I can share with everybody your Facebook page here. There you go.
Yeah, you can find it. It's just Dylan Wegela 26.
Yeah.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter as well. The website's funny. I actually built it myself. I watched the 6 YouTube video.
Yeah, a lot of good information on here. You can get and contact information, and it's also on your on the screen right now. So
yeah. Well, I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, absolutely, and thank you for taking.
Best of luck.
I know you're a busy guy, Mike. Did you have anything else you want to mention?
No, I just want to say best of luck, and
yeah,
we be glad to support you.
Yeah. Anytime you want to come back on and let us know how you're doing.
Yeah, I'd love to come back on. Hopefully, maybe sometime in May or June here.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we always say
the filing deadlines.
Yeah.
Filing deadlines in April, I think.
Yeah, I think it is.
Correct.
Yeah.
So after that, we'll have a clearer picture of who's running and
exactly
what have you.
Well, we always say a smart voter is a well-informed voter, and hopefully we did that tonight. So thanks again, and good luck with the campaign, eh?
Thank you. It's so
All
nice
right.
to see you again. All right. Goodbye.
All right. You take care. All right. Well, he's young. Reminds me of David, the way he started out.
Yeah.
You never know. He's got a tough battle ahead of him, though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Remember, if you want
to knock on a lot of doors in Inkster and Romulus, as well as Garden City.
Right. Yep. Well, he's just starting out, and he's just south of 1,000 doors already, I guess. So you can email Dylan once again, voteforwegela@gmail.com, or you can call him at 248-662-5792, and his website is dylanwegela.com. That's WEGELA. All right. Sounds good. All right, let's get Joe in here, Mike.
Okay.
He's going to give us some tax talk, and then we'll close out the show with Mike. So stand by.
Okay.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Tax Talk with Joe Bartley from J&J Taxes and More. So this evening I wanted to talk a little bit, kind of expanding from the tax issue into security and being safe and keeping your personal information out of the hands of the bad guys. Now, of course, there's a lot of issues with taxes where people will steal Social Security numbers, names, addresses, get your information, and then file a fake tax returns and sometimes be able to get a lot of money back in doing so. And then when you go to file your taxes, you see that the return has already been filed. So there's a number of ways to combat that. One, you can create a personal password PIN number. You can do that online at irs.gov, where you would create an account and they would send you a special PIN every year. Now, granted, that is a little bit more work, but it will help ensure some security for your tax return. Now, there's so many different ways besides taxes that the bad guys can get your information. But as a major rule is don't give out personal information to people that you don't know. And you have to remember that no matter what someone's telling you over the phone, no one is going to come and arrest you if you don't pay. And you're not going to be asked to pay for anything, a tax debt or any other kind of debt, with gift cards. So I know a lot of times it seems like common sense stuff, but when you get that phone call and it sounds very official, people tend to get very intimidated. So this is something you want to share with your older friends and family. They're very vulnerable, as well as the younger people also, because sometimes they're new in the world and they don't quite understand that there's a lot of people trying to prey on them out there. The issue right now in Michigan is the credit that everyone is supposed to be getting from their insurance companies, and that's the $400 check or deposit from the insurance company. Now, that has nothing to do with taxes, yet that has been a scam also, where you'll get random calls from people, and it'll sound very official, and they will ask you maybe for your bank account number or your Social Security number, because they have to process this. Okay? So that's not going to happen that way. So you have to be very careful in what you're doing. Don't give your information out to people that you don't know. And again, stress that to people, your friends and family, especially those that may be a little more vulnerable than others. It's a bad racket, and even though we preach it all the time, people get taken. Every day I hear stories, either online or in person, how someone has fallen victim to this. So just use common sense, think, know who you're talking to. Just because you get a text message or a phone call from someone saying they're from your bank or from Social Security, don't give them the information. If you're really getting those calls or you need to contact your bank, look at the back of your bank card and call the 800 number that's on the back, and that way you know exactly who you're talking to. So it's a bad problem, and I can't stress it enough, because people continue to get taken every day by the bad guys. So I hope maybe that benefits a little bit of someone. Again, pass that on to your friends and your family, and hopefully we'll get rid of this issue that's going on, and it's very bad. So we've got about a month left of tax season before taxes are due. So it'd be a great time to make your appointment if you haven't already. Things are tightening up. Again, I am Joe Bartley from J&J Taxes and More. The best way to get a hold of me is through email, and that's joe@jnjtaxesandmore.com. Everything's spelled out. The office phone number is 734-523-8291. And if you call there, you can make an appointment with my lovely assistant, Janine, who happens to be the other J in J&J. So thanks, and have a great week, guys.
All right. Thanks, Joe. Awesome. Yeah, Joe does a great job. He got great information. He's always available for you to pick his brain. He's just, if you have any questions, give him a call. Contact him. I also wanted to mention, before we get into Mike, talk about the redistricting. Boy, they've really changed it. I'll tell you that. Now, I don't know who's going to be our state senator, because that's going to change too. The state's
I don't either.
I believe Garden City, Inkster, part of Romulus. Oh no, that's the state.
That's our state rep.
Senate district is going to be District 15, I believe. I don't know, but you can go online and you can see the all the changes. They have a map of Michigan on there. Just
Congress too.
yeah, Congress has changed. Yeah, that's going to be Congressional District 12. Yeah, it's crazy. Also want to give a shout out to my neighbors, Chris and Mary, who came down and we did a St. Patty's Day shot of honey bourbon. So I had to get my Irish on. Thank you, Chris and Mary. Appreciate it. All right, Mike, are you ready?
I'm ready, Kerry.
Today. Here we go.
Well, that'll be the day.
Time for some
You make me cry. You say you're gonna leave.
Mike.
No, something like us. That'll be the day when I die.
All right. Hey,
What you got for me, Kerry?
you didn't sing last week, but you did pretty good this week. All right, let's get the slides up here going. Here we
Okay.
go.
Referees are needed. Be part of the game you love. Interested in becoming a ref? Visit michiganrefs.org. Tai Chi Wednesdays, beginners are 11:15 to 12:15. Advanced classes are 12:30 to 1:30 at the Maplewood Community Center. Home Pantry needs a couple volunteers. One volunteer to work in the pantry on Thursday mornings from 8:45 to 12:30, and one volunteer to pick up food once a month on any Wednesday at Gleaners on Northline Road and bring it to Maplewood. Call 734-793-1859 for more information.
Right.
Camp Garden City staff hiring.
Yeah, they already had one March 14th.
Camp supervisors and counselors. There's drop-in interview nights. There'll be one on March 24th, one on April 5th.
Mm-hmm.
They're from 5 to 7. This is for ages 16 and up. Leadership, teamwork, communications, up to $16 an hour.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good for summer job.
Yeah.
out there.
Garden City Lions are having their 30th annual pancake breakfast with guest cooks from the Garden City and Dearborn Heights fire departments. It'll be on Sunday, March 27th from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. $6 for adults, $4 for kids. This year it's going to be held at the Dearborn Heights Moose Lodge, number 1795, which is located at 27225 Warren Road. That's just east of Inkster and on the south side of Warren.
Correct.
Cardio strength training is on Saturdays at 9 a.m. at the Maplewood Community Center. Call 734-793-1850 to register.
Yep.
Garden City Parks and Recreation has yoga. At the Maplewood Community Center, punch cards are $24 for residents, $32 for non-residents, drop in at 6. They do this on Monday at 5 p.m. and Thursday at 5:45 p.m. Softball registration, spring and summer registrations available now. Registers available online. Bring it on, Garden City MI or /parks.
Yeah. You know, warmer weather's coming. Their Tigers are in spring training. I think they have their first expedition game tomorrow.
They do.
Yeah.
Dearborn Heights Parks and Recreation is presenting an Easter marshmallow drop on Saturday, April 9th. Free entry, free prizes from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Helicopter drop at 12:30 p.m. A variety show, a stilt walker, face painting. Get your photo with the Easter Bunny. Kids will gather marshmallows for a prize. Bring your own bucket free family event. It's a free family event. Special appearance will be made by the Easter Bunny, him or herself. This is going to be located at Canfield Community Center, 1801 North Beach Daily. And the phone number is 313-791-3600. This is for children's 2 to 12.
Yeah, and it's that magic word, free.
Yep. Adult Kickball League single games begin on April 8th and run through June 17th on Fridays at 6 p.m. 10 by 10 teams of $200. And it's an 8-week program. You can register online at gardencitymi.org/parks. Okay, I hadn't heard an update this week, but they're still trying to get this Frederick Meyer Gardens and Sculpture Park Senior Center trip.
Yeah, Cheryl helped
April.
out and got a few tickets sold.
What's that?
Cheryl helped her out and got a few tickets sold through the garden club, I believe.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, so
It's April 13th. It's going to be from 9:15 to 5:30. This is for ages 55 and up. $55 fee includes the travel, the bus, the box lunch, and admission.
Call Maplewood for more information to register, or you can register online, I guess, too. Cool.
You can become a vendor at the Westland Farmington Artesian Market. Visit www.westlandfarmersmarket.com to get the 2022 vendor application and market policies. The farmers market runs from May 26th to October 13th.
Yeah, it's a beautiful venue over there, too.
Yep. There's an indie art and craft jam Sunday, May 22nd, and another one September 25th. Local makers, live music, good eats, be located at 5005 Central in Garden City, the northeast corner of Ford and Middlebelt. Sponsored by Creative Soul Makery and Helium Studio, and the event sponsors the Garden City Downtown Development Authority.
Yep. Last one, I think.
Cardio drumming from ages 13 and up. $5 drop-in at the Maplewood Gym, Wednesday 6 to 7. Bring your own set, ball, bass, and sticks, or rent a set for $5 or purchase one for $30.
Huh. Not bad. That's all I got. All right. I do get something. Mrs. Chat sent me this. We're having a household hazardous waste collection. They're starting that up after COVID. It's going to be April 2nd from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's going to be held at the Westland Mall. That's at 35000 Warren Road. You can get rid of all your paints, your old paint and chemicals, old computers, electronics, all kinds of stuff, batteries. They will be collecting it. So April 2nd. And what do you got, Mike? Anything?
Just stuff that we've pretty well gone over.
Anything new at Kiwanis?
No, I don't think we got anything new in Kiwanis.
Okay.
We aren't going to have a pig race until next February or so.
Oh, okay. Next February.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
No specific date has been selected yet.
Well, to be announced or to be continued.
Yeah, when we get closer to it. There's a Mother's Day celebration over at Maplewood.
Oh yeah,
live,
read that. That's funny. I got the echo here. Go ahead.
Live entertainment, catered lunch, many giveaways, 50-50 raffle tickets go on sale April 4th. Tickets will be $20. Call 734-793-1870 or stop by the senior activities office.
I don't know if you got your March edition of Garden City Marketplace by Don Nicholson Enterprises.
I did, but I don't have it in front of me.
April is actually going to be coming out soon. But I guess that Parents' Night Out, they're going to have all from ages 5 to 12 at the Maplewood Community Center. Second Friday of every month, they're going to have it, looks like. So
Where
they're
you
gonna
can
have
drop off,
what's that?
where you can drop off the little ones and have an actual time with your significant other.
Yeah, from 5:30 to 9 p.m. and they're gonna have crafts and games and pizza. It's $10 per child, $5 sibling. You must register the Monday before each event date. So keep that in mind. The second Friday of every month. And if you want to take your better half out for a date night, you can send the kids over there at community center and they're going to have all kinds of fun. They'll watch them for you.
Michigan seniors that need help paying for their groceries.
Right.
SNAP benefits will help Michigan seniors 60 and over buy healthy food at the grocery store.
Yeah.
Applying is easy. Qualifying seniors 60 and over can contact the National Kidney Foundation of Michigan for SNAP application assistance.
Right.
Call 313-259-1574 extension 3160 or go to snap@nkfm.org.
Don't forget the Maplewood Senior Center Thrift Shop is staffed by their friendly senior volunteers. All proceeds support programs at Maplewood Senior Center. Hours are Monday through Thursday, 9 to 2. $3 winter coat sale, men's, women's, and kids. $2 bag sale every day. Includes only the clothing items located on the tables. Donations are accepted Monday through Saturday. Your donations are greatly appreciated.
Yep.
Also, volunteer opportunities. If you'd like to be a volunteer in the Maplewood Senior Center Thrift Shop, like I said, they're open Monday through Thursday, 9 to 2. Please stop by the Senior Activities Office to fill out a volunteer application, or you can fill out one online at gardencity.mi.org. If you have any questions, call Senior Activities Office 734-793-1870. And that's all I have.
Yeah, the only things I have were things we already did last week, so that's good.
Yeah, once the weather starts getting warmer, we're going to start having all kinds of stuff. So
Yep.
that's for sure. Kathy Ward says, "Sing it, Mike."
Ah,
Woohoo! She goes, woohoo!
God.
Oh boy.
Oh, Kathy.
Yeah. Just a quick announcement. And I've been saying this every week. Mike and I serve on the Commission on Aging for Garden City. Still looking to fill 2 positions, as far as I know. If you're 60 years or over and a resident of Garden City and not currently serving on any boards for the city, and you're interested, please contact me at gccommunitychat@gmail.com or message me on our Facebook page. I'll pass your name and information along to our chairperson.
Yeah, it's not a difficult
No.
or time-consuming job. We meet once a month for about an hour on the second Wednesday morning of each month.
Coffee and donuts.
Have coffee and donuts, and we discuss and plan activities for seniors.
Right. And anything we can do for our seniors. They're very important to the community.
Yep.
All right. I want to mention, if you are a small business owner and you'd like to feature your business on our show, please contact us either by email at gccommunitychat@gmail.com or message us on Facebook. We are here for you and would love to have you on the show and be a part of promoting your business for you. It also might be a great idea for you to contact the Garden City Business Alliance and join them at gardencitybusinessalliance.org. Next city council meeting will be Monday, March 21st, 7 p.m. in the council chambers located at 6,000 Middlebelt Road. It's a great way for you to get involved, voice your concerns that you might have as well. I guess they had last Monday they had a budget meeting, so I guess that went
I did not make that.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything about it, but I guess it went okay from what I understand. All right, Mike. Let's see. We're always looking for guests to come on the show. If you know somebody who might be interested, it's very easy. Contact us at gccommunitychat@gmail.com or message us on Facebook. Doesn't matter what community you live in. We want to hear from you. During these times, we'll do the show remotely and safely from the comfort of your home or office. Maybe you own a business or belong to an organization and you would like to share your information with us and the surrounding communities. If so, contact us today. We look forward to hearing from you. And with that said, Mike, I think we're ready to call this a
This
podcast.
podcast.
Special thanks to Dylan Wegela. He is running for state representative, representing the new 26th district. If you missed the show, you tuned in late, be sure to check it out later on Facebook and YouTube. Once again, you can contact him for more information, or he'll answer any of your questions that you might have. You call him at 248-662-5792 or email him at votewegela@gmail.com, and that's WEGELA. Also, thanks to Joe Bartley and J&J Taxes and More. Remember to contact Joe at 734-523-8291. He's located at 29217 Ford Road in Garden City for all your tax needs. Also, a big thanks to my fantastic co-hosts, meteorologist Dr. Tom Iwinski and Kiwanis President Mike Jones. Great job as always. Mike, any final thoughts before we go?
No, I was enjoyed watching the Michigan game this afternoon.
Yeah, they pulled that one out. I didn't think they were going to do it.
No, the first half didn't look good, but they looked pretty good in the second half. I don't expect them to go much further. Tennessee looks awfully tough.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. I don't know if they're going to go much further. Well, the boys this summer are in training camp in Lakeland, and they have an exhibition game tomorrow. So we'll see how they're looking.
Yep.
Going to be interesting. I think they're going to make it fun. Last year was a fun year, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, the biggest problem is that the exhibition season is so short.
Yeah.
Because of the strike.
Yeah.
It'll be hard to get the pitchers build up to the point where they can go 5, 6, 7 innings.
Right.
Immediately.
Yeah. Kathy Ward says, great show. Thank you, Kathy. We appreciate it. You are our number one fan for sure. We appreciate you being on every night, every Thursday. All right. Big thank you to each and every one of you for sharing your time with us tonight. We really appreciate it. Remember, this show will be available right after we sign off tonight on Facebook. So we hope that you'll catch it later at your convenience, especially if you turned in late tonight by going to facebook.com/GCChat. Also on our YouTube channel, just go to YouTube and search for GC Community Chat. You'll find not only this show, but all our past shows as well. And please subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. We would really appreciate it. It's very simple. And we continue to thank all the healthcare workers, first responders, police and fire, everyone on the front lines who serve and protect us every day. We can't thank you enough. Be safe, and we want you to know that you and your families are in our thoughts and prayers every day. And when you see any of these heroes, please let them know how much you appreciate them. We are praying that relief comes soon so you all can catch a break. Remember, the success of a community depends on the community, so please support your local businesses. Don't forget, we like to promote community unity, so let's be united and support one another. And please don't hesitate, vaccinate. And Mike, if you see something,
say something.
Absolutely. We got to look out for one another out there. For all your what?
I see that we're doing some work on the old Alberts on the Alley.
Oh, really? Fine.
Yeah, the facade has been completely stripped down, and I'm
wow,
interesting to see what comes of that.
Yeah. Well, I hope they do a great job like they did at Roma. Boy, that place was unbelievable. Really nice.
It was.
Yeah, we had a good time there, that's for sure.
Yep.
Remember, for all your weather information, be sure to head on over to dappertomsweather.com. He's got a great user-friendly website over there. Good weather information. We will see you right back here next Thursday, March 24th, live on Facebook and YouTube. So until then, happy St. Patrick's Day. Thanks for listening. Have a very safe and wonderful rest of your week. And we will see you next week. Mike, you take care, buddy.
You too, Karen.
All right, night. All right. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great night. See you next week.